Hello everyone, it's Joe. For those of you that don't know me, and for those of you that do, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. This is a relationship status check-in. What's the status of your relationship going into the following week coming up, the second week of January, the 8th through the 14th, January 2021. I'm going to do all signs, and they will be time-stamped in the description and in the comments. So look for your timestamp so you don't have to muddle through everything and you can just get right to your reading. Now, these are just going to be quick little quickies, 5 minutes, no clarification. It's just a quick rundown, a few cards, and that's about it. As I always say, my disclaimer, this isn't going to be for everybody. You can't read for an entire collective just like that. So if it doesn't resonate with you, if it doesn't feel like it's for you, just leave it. There's always another time where another message might be better suited for you, okay? So I hope everyone is well. I hope everybody has weathered the storm of 2020 and is going into this year here that we've suddenly found ourselves in with a lot more peace and prosperity and joy, you know. Let's hope things are going to turn the corner. We have a number of planets that will be in Aquarius this year. I believe 7. I'm not an astrologer, so I'm no expert by any means, but it does kind of ring like the age of Aquarius. We could only hope, huh? We can keep hoping for that. So the age of enlightenment, true enlightenment. Alright, so I'm going to start with fire signs, then I'm going to do air signs, then earth signs, and water signs. And again, these will be time stamped in the description and in the comments, and you could save yourself some time. But of course, if you want to watch the whole video, please do. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber and you want to hear more from me down the road. So, we're going to start with Aries. Aries. What is the status of your relationship? What is going on in your love romantic relationship in the second week of January 2021? So we're going to ask for a few cards for Aries here, and we're going to see what the story is for you, Aries. So as soon as I feel I'm ready to stop, we're going to draw. Ooh, Aries, you're fighting for your commitment. Interesting. Okay, Aries. We're going to pull one of these. Breathe. It's amazing how these tell a story, how they work together. You know, oracle cards, angel cards, and the tarot. So you have breathe. You have this card, the card of remaining centered, remaining in gratitude, and distracting your focus on any conflict, anything that's pulling you down, and just getting through it by remaining centered, not being too overly attached to any conflict and any outcomes. But I do see here, Aries, you know, you might be experiencing this right now. This 5 of Wands, there's conflict. You're fighting for something in your relationship. This could be you fighting for them. This could be them fighting for you. And of course, there's cross watchers, you know, either way could go. So, but you have the 4 of Wands here. So there is like a breakthrough, I feel like. So there is a moment of, you know, the clouds parting, the storm subsiding, and you're seeing that there is hope to build a firm, solid foundation and a commitment moving forward. So whatever you're fighting for, you don't keep at it, because there is a breakthrough for you. And to cap it off, you have the 6 of Wands. So you know you're coming out victorious in the situation, and you're kind of getting, I want to say, what you want out of this. It may not be exactly what you want, but you're heading in that direction, and you're going to see a better day shortly ahead for your relationship. So Aries, just remember to breathe, take it easy, don't get overwhelmed, don't get worked up too much about things. Some things are worth fighting for, but we have to know how to fight with tact when it comes to these types of situations. So Aries, that is your reading. We're going to go next to Leo. Leo, what is going on in your love relationship? What's the status of your love relationship? Second week of January 2021. Leo. Again, these are all time stamped. So Leo, we're going to ask for a few cards from Leo. We're graciously asking for a few cards for Leo so we can get a little bit of a story, a snapshot, a preview, and maybe a possible outcome. Alright, Leo, what is your story for your relationship? I'm only reading uprights. I'm not going to go into reversals. Leo, you kind of have the same situation as Aries, and maybe you're dealing with an Aries, you know. You have the Five of Cups here, and then you have the Three of Cups, and in that I kind of see almost a similar situation, although I feel like you're not really fighting, you're losing hope. You're losing hope. So again, maybe this is tied with an Aries, maybe not. It could be anybody, you know, but that's a possibility. You have why. Okay, and like I said, it's interesting how these cards all come out together and piece together a little bit of a story. So you have why, and you're wondering about these spilt cups. You're kind of questioning things, and you're feeling a little bit lost. You know, you're wondering why things have not gone so well. But you know, there is hope. There's two cups still standing in the background, so not everything's been spilled over. There's hope. You have the Three of Cups here, so I do see this as a card of hope. The Three of Cups could mean so many things, Leo, but to me this just means that there is a renewal, a replenishment of those other cups that have been tipped and spilled. And so I do feel like you come out feeling like yourself again. You have the King of Pentacles here, so I think you feel like you get your mojo back. You're feeling grounded and you're feeling stable again. So I do see, Leo, any conflict, anything that's going on in your relationship, don't ask why, don't focus on the why. That's not really where you're going to find your answers. There is something coming through for you if you're going through, you know, a bitter loss, a disappointment, feeling forlorn, you know, all those things that come, the pains of relationship quarrels. It's very much here, but you also have, you know, you have these three cups that are tipped over in the Five of Cups, and these three cups here are back, you know, in their proper place. So I think that's beautiful, Leo. And you know, you're back to business as usual at some point. Maybe not be in the second week of January that everything starts to come together, but nonetheless it's not too far off, and you should be able to see some measure of success in that. So Sagittarius, what is going on in your love relationship? What's the status? What's going on? Can we get a message for Sagittarius, please? We would like 3 cards and only 3 cards, but let's see what the message is for Sagittarius. And this is the second week of January 2021. All right, Sagittarius, I feel like you're hot, you're on fire. I don't know why. I feel like there's something got you all fired up. What is going on, Sagittarius? You have the Four of Swords going into the second week of January, so you're definitely taking a break. You're taking a time out. Maybe you're just withdrawing from your person a little bit. Maybe you're feeling a little introverted. I don't know. But I do feel like there's something very fiery about you, Sagittarius. Sometime this month, maybe second, third week of January, but you have serendipity here. So something out of the blue, out of the norm, something that is like you would say is too good to be true, or I can't believe that has happened or transpired. It's impossible. No, it's not impossible. It's the universe bringing you a gift. And so I think you've been just little bit withdrawn. Again, maybe just feeling introverted, maybe just feeling like you're unsure of the status of your relationship. But I think there's some things that you want to get off your chest. You want to keep going. You don't want to give up on this relationship. You know things can be spruced up. You have the Ace of Pentacles here. So I do feel like you're just not quite sure how to approach things, but you're manifesting this. And this is where serendipity comes in. You're trying to manifest I do feel like a new start. Like you've lost, not you, but the relationship has lost its passion, it's lost its fire, and it's got you kind of puzzled, and you're wondering why. And maybe your partner is going through some things. Maybe there's some things that really they aren't communicating to you that has got them down, or maybe you're well aware of what's going on, but you've been distancing yourself. But I do think that you're working on manifesting a new beginning with your person, and the serendipity is very much all about getting your relationship back on track. So I think Sagittarius, that is the story for you in the second week of January 2020. Now we're going to move to Gemini and see what the story is for you, Gemini. Gemini, what's your story second week of February, or January, excuse me. It's like I'm moving too fast for myself to even know what month it is right now. Second week of January 2021. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. 3 cards, please, for Gemini, just to give us a little snapshot. Put a story together. Maybe give some advice for Gemini. Okay, Gemini. First card for you is Queen of Wands. Okay. Page of Swords. 3 of Coins. Gemini, I feel like you're like really you're being very quiet about something, and I don't quite know what that could be about. It could be so many things. You know, if this is for any of you Geminis out there, then you know how to apply it to your circumstances, right? So it could be anything, but I feel like you're being quiet, you're being secretive, and mending. I think that you really want to take things up a notch with your relationship. You're feeling very fired up about your person. Queen of Wands here coming out, and I feel like you just don't know how to deliver the message. You're feeling a little bit maybe skittish about it, and it's kind of how I feel this Page of Swords is coming across. It's like you want to communicate, but you're not quite sure how to do it. You see a lot of potential in the future with the 3 of Coins with your person, but you're not so sure how to get this across to them. Maybe there's this really this feeling being rejected. Maybe there's some rejection in the past with this mending card here. Maybe they're just not quite at your level yet when it comes to the depth and seriousness of your relationship. And so I think the message here is to wait until the time is right, when you just know that you know inside, to communicate what you're feeling and thinking. I think you need to take a little bit of time to let the thoughts and words kind of come together inside, and you'll know innately and intuitively, Gemini, when the right time is to approach your person and talk about the status of your relationship, where it's going, where you see it's going, where they see it's going, because I think you see this as a work in progress with a lot of potential. Okay, so Gemini, you know, it's not a bad read. It just says that you're kind of waiting things out a little bit, and that's kind of how you have to do it. But whatever this mending card is, if there's something that needs to be ironed out, smoothed out, work on that first before you get to the approach of where you're coming from. All right, Libra, you're next. We are gonna use a different deck here for Libra, second week of January 2021. What's your story? What's the status of your relationship? What's going on? Anything good? Anything bad? Is there something you need to know? Is there something maybe you don't want to know? You know, it could be anything. The story could be anything, Libra. So what's going on? I feel like an auctioneer because I try to go through these really fast, so it's not a really long video. And so sometimes I feel like an auctioneer. All right, 9 of Wands. King of Cups. 3 of Cups. Different deck. Second time that comes out. Libra, what could this be about? You have the Nine of Wands here and the King of Cups, and to me that's the most intriguing. I feel like you have something you need to get off your chest, or your person has something they need to get off their chest. Something is really kind of starting to get to be a little too much. I mean, it's not totally crushing, but it's like there's one of you, and I don't know who it could be, either or maybe both of you, really has something that needs to be spoken. There's something that needs to come out, and the King of Cups to me is you know, the idea of, you know, your person is willing to listen to hear you out, and if it's you, I think you're willing to listen and hear them out, because in that airing of whatever is going on, whatever needs to be spoken and said is going to be well received, and I think it actually fixes a few things in the relationship, or at least explains some things, some point of views, and then I think it's back to you know, the relationship as it should be. Again, Three of Cups coming out. You know, people read Three of Swords, Three of Cups, and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's third party, and no, this here to me is just about you know, that happiness and the good times that can be had in any situation. You know, it can mean many things for many different readings, but to me, I just see this as, okay, this is put to bed, and it's no longer a problem, and things can actually, you can start feeling good about things again, so you can get off whatever's on your back. You know, you've overcome a lot with this Nine of Wands here, but there's still something that needs to just come out and be talked about, discussed, and you have loyal heart. See, I see this as you know, there's definitely a mutual loyalty between you and your person, Libra, and so that is what's carrying this, going to carry this message across. It's going to be delivered and well received. So Aquarius, we're going to do Aquarius next. And Aquarius, what is going on in your love relationship? What's the status of it? Aquarius. Oh, let's see. Aquarius. I have to keep an eye on the time on this. Aquarius. Second week of January 2021, please. Aquarius. What's the status of their love relationship? No place like home. You know, we're going to use Light Seers Tarot. The only thing I don't like about this deck, and it's one of my favorite decks, is it's so thick and it's a real pain to shuffle. And then when you really got to bridge them to shuffle, it starts to ruin them. So I don't bridge them that often. Not to mention they're so thick, and it could be a little bit of a challenge. All right, Aquarius. 3 cards for Aquarius, please. So you have no place like home, the High Priestess, the Lovers, and the Five of Wands. Wow, interesting. I feel, you know, as somebody who reads tarot more intuitively and more of a in more of a channeled type way, I don't assign certain meanings to certain cards just because that's what's in the tarot. I go with what I feel in here and here, and so I see this No Place Like Home and this High Priestess coming out. I feel like there is this like desire to actually get away, to go, you know, whether this is getting away from the relationship for a time being, or whether this is needing some space, some alone time. I see that you intuitively know that there is some conflict coming between you and your person. Something's brewing with the Lovers and the Five of Wands here, and so I feel like you're trying to avoid a conflict. And so this No Place Like Home to me is just symbolic of a place that feels safe for you in your mind and in your heart. So you know, that's just kind of how I feel this is going here, you know, and hopefully this is not something that's too serious, but with that said, I do feel like you definitely need to follow your intuition. After all, this is the High Priestess here, and go with what guidance you have that's going on internally inside you. You may not be able to avoid the conflict, but it does feel like something is boiling over, and you really want to disconnect and detach from that. So that's kind of where you're going, okay? So that's where I see things for you. You want to avoid some kind of conflict between you and your person, and it could be any number of things. It could be any number of things. Whatever it is, you know what it is if this message is for you, okay? Alright, so we're on Taurus, Earth signs. Taurus, second week of January 2021. We're looking for a message about the love relationship for Taurus. What is going on with Taurus? What is the status of their relationship? Is there anything Taurus needs to know? Is there anything that maybe they are trying to get an answer on? You know, maybe there's just a little bit of an affirmation in this reading. So, Taurus, what's going on in your romantic life with you and your person, second week of January 2021? Round and around, Taurus. Now, you know, that could be just about anything, right? Round and around. What are you going round and around about? So we need 3 cards for Taurus, please. Taurus, 3 cards for Taurus. Alright. First card for you, Taurus, is the Ten of Swords. I always say the cards really do tell a story, especially when you work with a couple different types of decks, tarot, oracle, playing cards, whatever you're using. And the Moon. Okay, Taurus. So, well, you're going round and around about something. Whatever it is, there is an end to that pain. This is the Ten of Swords. It doesn't lessen the pain to say you're at the end of it, but you're at the end of it. It's not going to last forever. However, you're in a bit of a rut in your relationship, and you don't quite know how to handle it, and so you're just you have the Hanged Man here. You're kind of suspended, and I feel like this is self-imposed. You're not making any moves or decisions right now, whether you're in separation with your person or not. You're still you're just willing to stay put. That's all you want to do right now, and you don't want to make any decisions. So again, this could be going round and around in your head, and you might be overthinking, overanalyzing, and over focusing on it. And then you have the Moon here. The thing about the Moon is it's the lesser light. It's not the light of day. It's not like the Sun card. It's the lesser light. And in that lesser light, there are a lot of dark shadows. But remember, shadows give depth to objects, and your shadow side and your person's shadow side gives depth to them and to you as a person. And so the Moon is all about what lies in those shadows. And so I think there's some discovery here that needs to happen, Taurus. There's some things that maybe you're not going to quite know what to do right away. There's some things that you want to know that you're not going to know right away, and there's a lot about trusting your own internal compass and internal guidance. So I think for the time being, you're just looking at this, trying to get more answers, more understanding. But in this, it's like you have to go into the shadows a little bit and see what lurks there. And you also have to trust yourself with what you know, even though you can't see it. There may not be evidence for what you believe and know, but you don't need evidence to support your intuition, your gut feeling, okay? So Taurus, you're kind of just, you're coming out of the pain, but you don't know what to do next. And so you're kind of stuck in this repetitive thought pattern, and I think the focus here is the Moon, to really discover internally one, your intuition, two, to kind of go deep inside and really see, explore not just your public self but your private self, and maybe you'll get a better understanding about why you feel the way you do about the situation, and you might even get a better understanding of your person by kind of diving down deep and trying to understand what lurks in their shadows. You might get a little bit more depth to this because shadows do bring depth to objects. Okay, so Taurus, that's your reading. That's kind of what you're doing. You're not going anywhere too fast right now with things, but I feel like it's like a spirit is saying to use your time wisely to really discover things on a deeper level. So we're done with Taurus. I'm going to move to Virgo. Virgo, we're going to use Dreaming Wave for Virgo. So Virgo, we got the Ace of Wands, and we're going to take that. Virgo, what is going on in your love relationship? Second week of January 2021, please. If I may have two more cards. Two more cards, please, and we don't get any that jump out. We're just going to stop when it feels right and pull a couple. Oh, that one wanted to pop out. Oh, nice. And then we need one more. Wow. Virgo. I almost feel like it's about to happen for you. What you've wanted is about to happen. So whatever you've been hoping for in your relationship, it's being delivered to you. It's coming to you. So whatever that is, does this mean children for your relationship? Does this mean engagement? Does this mean marriage? Does this mean moving in together? What could it mean? It can mean anything. You have soulmates here. This is beautiful. I love how, again, I'll say this every time, you start talking about the situation and then you pull an oracle card or a tarot card, vice versa, and it just cements what the story is here. So again, Virgo, soulmates. This is your soulmate. This is maybe deeper than soulmates. Maybe this is twin flame. You have the Ace of Wands here, and maybe this is one half of the 11 in the twin flame, 1111, right? So as a symbol. All right, so don't go quoting me on that, but that's just a symbolistic thing that I often refer to, with twin flames. So you have the star here. So the star is the manifestation of your wish in this reading, and it's like the beginning of that manifestation. This is a big hope. This is a big desire, a deep-rooted dream. This is something you feel very close to and tied to. And it's like, to you, it's destiny. And you have the Ten of Cups. So you have a major cycle completion in your relationship. And this, to me, speaks of like getting what you want and going up majorly in your relationship, up a level. So Virgo, I love this. I think this is beautiful. Just be on the lookout of, those good things materializing in your relationship over the next few weeks. This Ace of Wands. When I see this, somehow I feel like somebody's going to propose, or somebody's going to say, hey, I'm pregnant, or we got approved for that house, anything like that. It's all about the big picture, and it tells a beautiful story. So Virgo, that is your story for the second week of January 2021. Capricorn, what's your story? Let's see. Capricorn, what's going on in your relationship second week of January 2021? Tell me, please. I would like 3 cards, please. Got a little background noise right now. I apologize. Something with an appliance in the kitchen, and when it uses water, it kind of gets a little noisy. Being a pipe fitter, you think I would do something about that, right? Yeah. I'd rather be down here reading tarot for you. So Capricorn, what is your story? All right, let's get on with it. I'm starting to daydream here, thinking of something else for a second. Ooh, Capricorn. Wow, this could go a lot of different ways. So I'm gonna lean on what I intuitively feel about this, okay? You have as your first card the Tower, and everybody says, damn, the Tower. I always get the Tower, and everybody's afraid of the Tower. Just like, oh, this came out in the last one, Loyal Heart, okay? So everybody's afraid of the Tower, just like everybody's afraid of the Devil card when the Devil card comes out. You know, it's like the Devil cards, we've all got to deal with the devil, whatever that may be in our lives at one point in time or another. You know, so you can't always look at things as a negative, but the Tower is here. Something in your relationship is not what it seems, okay? And I feel like you've been denying the obvious, or you've been just kind of up in the clouds about it, or you've just been making excuses. This is intuitively what I feel. This could come out many different ways, but and then you have the Six of Wands here. I think this Tower really brings a new reality into the picture for you, and I think you actually start to see things more clearly. You know, the Six of Wands is often a card of triumph and victory, but I think this is coming back down to reality and being able to see things for what they are in your relationship. And it doesn't mean this is negative. It just means that there's some things that need to be thought of and looked at pragmatically and realistically. And instead of making excuses for things and not confronting them, it's just kind of you know, it could be enabling your person in one area of their life or another, or they could be doing that with you, or it really could be anything at all. And so there's a little bit of illusion in your relationship, and that illusion is being stripped away with the Tower. And the Six of Wands to me just says that things are coming back to reality. There's clarity, and you get to get control of things again. And in that, I think that really helps your relationship. There is a lot of devotion in your relationship, and so maybe why, you know, with this Loyal Heart, maybe that's why you let things slide for so long. But I do feel like there was an element of denial, Capricorn, in your relationship, and that's kind of being stripped away. It's so that things can kind of get back to reality. And you know, I think that's just the way that I see it going. It's not negative. It's always good to have a reality check in a relationship, because sometimes we can make excuses for our person, or they could be doing that for us, or we could do that for our own selves, make excuses for our own feelings and thoughts and behaviors, or whatnot, our own ideas. So keep that in mind, okay? So now I'm on water signs. That's right, Cancer. Cancer. Again, these are time stamped, and we are going to see what the story is. Alright, Cancer, Scorpio, and then Pisces, and we are all done. I'm going to have to splice this together because I had to do a pause. Cancer, what's the status in your love relationship? What's going on? Is there anything that maybe you need to know that you don't know? Is this just an affirmation? Is there something that needs to be revealed? Do you need confirmation on something? Oh, that noisy appliance is finally done making its noise. So anyway, Cancer, what is going on for you? The second week of January 2021. Let's see. We're going to do one more shuffle. I feel like something says, nope, another shuffle. I did use these in another read, so let's just make sure we get these ready to go. Cancer. Ooh. Five of Pentacles. Five of Cups. Wow, Cancer. That stings. The Tower. Wow, Cancer. What is going on in your relationship? I don't usually pull cards like that. It doesn't usually happen. I'm an eternal optimist, right? So, you know, it's kind of hard to see a lot of optimism in that. But I'm very optimistic about this Tower card, because I do feel like this Tower card is much needed. And again, as I was saying previously in Capricorn, I believe the Tower is not a negative. The Tower often is if we ignore things, or if we don't take action, or the things that we have no control over, sometimes the universe has to step in and shake things up, strip things away that need to be forced out. Sometimes something needs to be exposed. Sometimes something needs to be dealt with in any way that the universe can deal with it. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and I kind of feel like that's what this is about. I see this Tower card, and I feel like you were hurt so badly excuse me, Cancer, with the Five of Coins and quite literally you might have been stripped of more than just your dignity. You might have lost possessions. You might have lost hope. You might have lost a reputation in this. And these are things to me that feel like very unfair and unjustified, because you have the heartbreak in this too. And I do feel like here that you've been kind of going through the fire, and I do feel like this Tower is actually somebody else's karma. So in your relationship, if you're going through, I feel like this is more about not so much a relationship, but an ending in a relationship, or a relationship that's kind of unraveling, coming undone. And I feel like this Tower is about someone else's karma, because I feel like Cancer, you need some restoration, and I feel like that's what's happening. I feel like if I kept pulling cards, we would see the Justice card or the Judgment card or something like that come out. Maybe Six of Pentacles. There's some restoration coming for you. Through this, you have remained poised, though. You haven't worn your emotions on your sleeve. You may have been feeling and thinking a lot of things inwardly, but you've really hung tight to not expressing yourself too much about what's going on in your life. And I do feel like a lot of this is very private, Cancer, and this Tower is coming in to shake things up. And maybe you've been hurt very badly and you're unwilling to let them go, and the Tower is doing something about it. You have to apply this to your circumstances however you can, if this reading is for you, Cancer. So look for that Tower to come through. This Tower is a benefit to you, but I don't feel like it's a benefit to the other person. So keep that in mind. All right. So Cancer, that was your relationship status reading for the second week of January 2021. Scorpio. And then we have Pisces. Scorpio, what is going on in your relationship? Scorpio. Second week of January 2021, please. Oh, that popped right out, and we're going to keep that. And it's funny, I said Judgment about the last reading. Here we go, we have Judgment. The Moon. Temperance. Interesting. So, Scorpio. Tick-tock. All right, Scorpio. You've been procrastinating, Scorpio. Something in your relationship, I think, is been kind of pushed off. This TikTok, to me, this card can have so many meanings, but I feel like there's an element of procrastination in your relationship. Judgment here is there's a wake-up call coming in your relationship. Okay, and I can't really go into depth about it because I really don't know what it is. It's just intuitively, inherently, I feel that there's procrastination, and this Judgment is a wake-up call. Whether it's just you saying, oh my God, why am I not dealing with this? Or whether it's a circumstance that brings something to the light. But I think it's just more about you waking up and having an epiphany, because you have the Moon here. And I think that you're something tells me that you're just going to kind of come alive to a circumstance in your relationship, or become aware of something, and it's going to be something that maybe you can't really just point the finger at and just say, but it's something that you feel like you intuitively know about your relationship. And while I feel like maybe this is something about your person that you're not too sure about, and this could be something negative, this could be something positive, it could be anything really, you know, but Temperance is here, and I feel like you're holding back your emotions too. I feel like you're not balancing your emotions, and I feel like one moment you might be hot and the next moment you might be cold. You know, usually the mixing of the 2 cups of water is not symbolistic of that, but I do feel like you're kind of a little bit back and forth with your emotions when you have this like epiphany, this kind of wake up, and you start to become very curious about an aspect of your relationship, and I feel like this is has to do with a little bit of procrastination that you've maybe have been subconsciously kind of not dealing with something in your relationship, and I think it comes to light for you in the second week of January here, and I think that it causes you to really try to get your emotions under control, and maybe you just haven't been sure why you've been feeling kind of emotional back and forth until you kind of have this realization. And so Temperance, I feel like, is like it's reining in your emotions a little bit, and you're going to be able to kind of put together the pieces of the puzzle is what I'm seeing in my head, and you're going to be able to really find out what this procrastination is all about. I mean, there's something that just isn't being dealt with, or there's something that's kind of being covered up, or there's just something you need to be aware of in your relationship. And it might have something to do with your person, it might have something to do with you, or it could just be that things have lost its luster and you're not even aware of it. I think that might be more what this is about, because sometimes we can become so used to things just becoming mundane, and we don't even know it. We don't even realize how things just all of a sudden become so robotic and just so automatic. And I think maybe some of this might be a wake-up call about that, you know, losing its luster. And so it might be time to do something about tuning up your relationship. So that's the message I get for you, Scorpio. And I think it's a good message, because sometimes we just kind of just settle for things, and this TikTok is like, hey, time's a ticking here, and this is totally unproductive, and it's very automatic, and it's time to put things into manual mode and to start doing things manually, switching things up, making things more exciting. But you know, this is your relationship, not mine, so you have to kind of figure out what all that means, okay? So that's it for Scorpio, and then we're going to do Pisces, and that's the end of my read for relationship check-ins. So Pisces, we are going to do the Light Seers Tarot. Alright, Pisces, what's going on in your relationship? I don't even want to touch that last deck with the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Tower. It's like I need to cleanse that deck or something, you know. It's kind of I don't know. It's not too often you pull cards out like that. You know, I had a tarot reading a couple of years ago, and I went through some like really tough stuff, and the guy, every card he pulled, it was terrible. And he said, I got to get up from this reading, I can't do it. So, you know, that stuff just kind of happens. Energy is very fluid, very magnetic. All right, Pisces, King of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. A lot of 5 of Pentacles tonight, you know. I think part of the 5 of Pentacles a lot of people are feeling is, you know, detachment, because the world is so disengaged and detached. It's not business as usual, and so we're all feeling just the effects of the strangeness of the world we're living in, and it's really put a lot of people in a funk. But I think in a way it's kind of good, because I think people are kind of waking up and discovering a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different spiritual understandings coming through over the last several months. The last 2020 was terrible. So I see this Five of Pentacles here, and it just kind of makes me feel like this may not be totally about this relationship. It could be also about all the things going on in the world. And Pisces, I feel like you are one of those people that is empathic. So you are taking on the weight and the sorrow of the world, in a sense. And I don't mean that literally, but it really is like overwhelming you, and maybe without even knowing it. So there's that in this. That's the second time for that card to come out. But I see this, King of Swords, and I feel like this is actually your person, and I feel like maybe they are a little bit cut off and disconnected, and you're feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit like you're being ignored, and you're cut off from other people in your life because everything is so socially distanced, and we're living in some strange times. Your person is a little distant. They're not really quite themselves. I mean, they're not a bad person, and they're going through some stuff too, and so you might be feeling a little bit forgotten about. Your person is very caught up in their head and very analytical right now, and so you're feeling a little bit lonely. Their mind is on other things, and it doesn't feel like it's on you. But here's what I like. Serendipity. Second time this card came out tonight out of 12 readings, and this is the card of fortune here. This is saying, hold on a minute, because something's going to happen in your relationship that's going to cause there to be some kind of transformation, and it's confirmed with this Knight of Wands. All right, all of a sudden, whatever transpires, it could be anything, whatever transpires here, it's got you feeling good again. It is it's like a reignition of a passion, and things start to change up for you a little bit, second to third week in January 2021 here. So serendipity, something just transpires that is on purpose. It's the universe doing something on purpose, and like I said, you're very empathic, and I feel like there's some recognition in the spiritual realm of your empathy, and that is kind of being rewarded here. But it's like your cries and your moans that you keep to yourself do go out into the universe. It goes out into the ether. The angels hear, your guides hear, the divine hears it, and so something is coming in to maybe answer some silent prayers of yours, and it's going to change things around. I almost see this. I see this Knight of Wands, and I almost feel like I see a rocket engine igniting. It's like, it's like, and there's like a quick acceleration in this relationship. So I think there's a renewal coming up for you here, Pisces, and I think it's going to be exactly what you've been longing for. It's been a tough year, and we still have a tough few months at least ahead of us, but I think the collective is starting to pull together. There's a lot of fragmentation in society right now, but I think esoteric minded people are kind of binding together, and I think that's for a reason, and I think that's because there's going to be just a light that comes out of that and kind of shines to the world. So but that's a whole nother story and belief of mine. We don't need to get into that. So Pisces, that's your reading. I thank everybody for joining me tonight. Again, if you got to this point, they are time stamped. So don't be a stranger. Check in again, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.